the most comfortable we've been ever seen him. I think Ryan mentioned it. He's very much having this Jet-esque kind of movement where he's absolutely confident in, I'm just going for the kill. And you know what? We're going to find out. Is there someone getting eliminated right here? Or are we heading on to Breeze later?
Well, ACEND would love to get rid of FPX like this, restore former glory, and have a chance to fight, to join the fight for Copenhagen. They're not going to be easy at all. Slow start for them. Spike lingering towards this right side of the map, but you can see a little bit of a stack up there from FPX towards B. 3-man strong. And if spotted, could be trouble. Ardis starts things off strong. That's what you want to see if you're FPX. Ardis has been quite a little bit absent the previous map, so good to see him coming alive already. But the cross may commence towards the safe side. I think you'll find the coast fairly clear. Angel finding another one off of the bat of the bot, giving him the info. Drops away and looks to play with his team. Good call as well, because it's a 5v3.
It is very much a 5v3. And that spike will go down either way, right? So they definitely play this on retake. Z could play such a pivotal role in this, because I'm not quite sure if they know that there's still someone back on tube. They very much don't.
If he would have gotten the next kill into Shower, then that could have been doable for ACEND. But still, it's a 2v4, which means both players need to find 2, the minimum.
Or CNET 4.
Or CNET 4. It has to be CNET 4 now, but 26 points of health. I see that being quite impossible unless he brings his magic
It's impossible.
hands.
It is impossible. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, the wall as well does deny that position. So yeah, there you go. That is FPX getting the first round, the pistol round. Hey, that is
Tell me.
that is a third of the rounds they got the previous map.
Yeah, if you want to put it that way, absolutely, Pavlos. And during the regular playtime, right? During the regular season, FPX only took the risk of taking ICEBOX once, and that was against Fnatic. That was a few weeks back. First week of the game. Then they've done the same thing over there in the playoffs. So obviously not too long ago, a few days ago. And now we're here. Now we're in the scenario where I'm like a little speechless yesterday that they played this Euro kind of thing. This is reasonable to me. And this can work quite well, particularly on the defending side. But Monster, he dodged the ball. Hey, I didn't say if... did you hear me say anything?
No, I didn't hear you.
No, me either.
No? What did you say?
Good job by Artis.
Oh, yeah, good job, Ardis. Doesn't end up dying, but of course, reinforcements from Zipan do arrive quickly. Seems to be quite a fast round.
Yeah, that one is over for him.
Ending in an instant. And there you go, 2-0 for FPX, as expected, really, after that.
Very, very much expected. And so, it's exciting to see what ACEND will do against that. Because I believe, and I could be wrong, that ACEND had a very good sample to work with on Haven. I mean, Milan is competent in what he's doing. So I very much believe they worked exactly with that and knew exactly what was going on. But with ACEND constantly switching on ICEBOX, and I think also ACEND knowing no way they play this composition again because it's ridiculously weird, they were like, we cannot prepare for it in particular. That's just my elaborate guess.
The good thing is here that the situation Ardis didn't get spotted by the 0.
Yeah, true. But I think they know that this can be the case. Look where they're aiming. I mean, they still have it somewhat on the radar.
There is reinforcements for Ardis. Ends up falling. That's CNET now alive. First kill going his way and now opens things up a bit. Wall has to be committed though. Very preemptive, but it gives Shower the higher ground, which could be everything. Sprayed on across, not the double, quickly traded. So ACEND with the upper hand have to go through the wall to get onto the site, but it's Zipan to find one onto CNET, keeping things square.
That wall obviously insanely annoying. But so FPX, they see what they can possibly do with the Lurk. You see it on the minimap. Potentially Angel is coming through tube sooner than later. And ACEND can still make the decision to rotate around, but I do not believe they do so. Starkso has the wall, Starkso has the plant. And there's no snake fight that's coming his way. It's impossible.
Well, they do get the plant down. No issues there. Now the next step of this fight starts to ensue. Plan to take over the site and start defusing that spike. How can they do it?
Yeah, and there's
Back
not
to
much.
the back end.
There's not much to deny them. No, there's not much. I mean, Monster only has one more snake bite. A good frag from him. And there's more to come.
Oh, Vac is there for him as well. Perfectly done, perfectly executed. That is ACEND with the first round on the board.
The little squeaky toy at the background. Gotta love it. Well, either way, ACEND was ACEND was considering to make that rotation for a moment towards the A side, but they decided the right thing. It was exactly what was needed, and obviously, Monster hitting those shots and Vac swinging at the right time, at the right contact was exactly what they were looking for. Swapping up their default immediately from having to buy it, heading towards B in the bonus, to what looks like it will be at least somewhat of a progression, no more of a fake towards A. Mid is what they're aiming for, and Angel could be the first victim. There's no other default. FPX is playing it also very passive, right? You don't see them take any room anywhere.
No. Meticulously trying to take over some space here, and it seems that Cena is on a solo journey to find an opening. While the rest of ACEND start to open things up now towards their B side. Poison Cloud enabling the crossover. But still Cena wants to stay within his rendezvous range. Without it, he won't feel too comfortable. Alarm bot dropping. He knows it's nearby, but doesn't quite find it. Which means they still have the information in mid.
Yeah, and for a second I wanted to highlight the Nano Swarm, but it's not even there in time. It looked like it could have been the right distraction, but that wall is down, and so FPX starts the rotation.
Yeah, they do have the rotate indeed. Recon to the back end of the site. Very, very defensive here from FPX. Now, ACEND need to figure out how they get this spike planted.
Left.
Still difficult, waiting for the toxins to get back. Now with a 0 fragment, that is
20
Snake
seconds,
Bite at their feet, running out of time. Monster with a double. If you can't do it with time, might as well find the kills. Sugetsu, fragment at his feet, has to start moving forward. Spike will be committed to, and they will be able to achieve it as well. It's down, and we're looking at 5-on-3. And FPX now rejoicing, but they can't be too happy, to be fair.
I mean, there are two snake bites. They're hiding in positions where they easily can be refragging their teammates. There's no real options. FPX one info dart on Zip and could give them a bit of an advantage, but it's already destroyed.
Yeah, they definitely know there's a lot of movement there,
Yeah,
but they cannot risk it. Just too much weaponry that won't be able to be afforded later on. Has to be saved. ACEND, very clean round with minimal fights taken throughout it.
And I would really love to see what Monster has done there. Because we didn't have it at a POV, right? We couldn't really witness. And it looked like it was shooting for his own wall. So a double kill that opens up the opportunity. Because otherwise it would have been a 5 versus 5 retake. But if ACEND, very much back on it. And so far, it's not anyone's particular show. Let's put that right here as a headline.
No, it definitely didn't start like the previous map did, with Cena just showing up and doing stuff.
No.
Although, let's be fair, that defensive side does really help out with that chamber. So on attack, it's a little bit more difficult to find that impact because they're not really walking into your crosshair like that. But still, it's good to see Monster's entry fragging ability now being illustrated. Of course, one of the newest 2 members of the ACEND side.
A very nice little combination we saw there to deny the orb. Potentially thought that Artis or Shao might go for it. But for now, one thing that is very present to me is the matter of fact that FPX don't show any early interest in mid. And as a defender, you don't necessarily do so, but you also don't have much in denial. So outside of that alarm bot that is usually put after the smoke, that's all the control. And so ACEND waits. ACEND also don't set a very early Viper wall, just to put that one out. But here's one crucial information piece for FPX. They know it's not going to be A.
At least eliminate that outcome.
Look at the rotation. They know very early on. And
having 4 players in this approximate direction is perfect.
And if they don't do something about it soon, they will have a problem. Cannot plant. 35 seconds.
All has to be broken early, 35 seconds. You said it right. Zeke very aggressive. He's going to have to push through this. Beautiful flash drive, but there's an off angle that I didn't account for, which means that Zipan is able to find the opening. Now out onto the open. No command still available. Still denying the usage of abilities, which allows the spike to go down. But I'm afraid Zeke is a very dead man.
He might be still cowering on the ground, but he's out. Yep, that's for sure. Still, we were talking about a retake that now needs to be initiated, and Monster finds Angel. The ult is coming out.
Beautiful Viper Spit now to come through. Does help them sustain this position. They're ahead right now.
Look behind
All
yellow.
FPX need to do is push through and look at Zip. He's getting himself into the backline. The rest of them 2 and 2 onto the side. That Zip and Shower open things up.
They
and now
don't know
Ascend
about
only
CNET.
rely on 2. They've got no clue where CNET and Starkso are. CNET chimes in as well, denying the defusal. Ascend come out on top.
Oh, this is so smart that they play outside of the ult and don't go in positions like belong. They really take the wrap around, and Lofar would be unhappy if he sees this. Artist playing a rifle while he have his ult, and Xiao and Angel playing... What?
Interesting.
I mean, CNET has popped his ult, right? I get that, but...
He has.
It's still...
Yeah, you kind of do want to see Artists
I mean,
with that.
it most likely is basically that they make the decision, okay, we want to have that in an eco. It's the only thing that is reasonable to me. And next round, with the losing bonus, I'm sure FPX still have somewhat of a decent buy. That's the only thing that I see. But that's it.
Essentially, Artists will be using that as a gun next round instead of this one.
But either way, a change in direction from Ascend. They waited out what's happening towards A, play close to 410, and get on site immediately. What is the reply from FPX, though?
Also, he gets into the back end, yet to be challenged. Flash drive does put Zeke in an uncomfortable position, ends up falling. Angel dies, CNET so aggressive, and Starkso as well on top of the wall. They've turned it around, and they've actually gotten so much out of this. 3 on 5, and FPX are trailing behind. They're on the outside looking in. And now Recon to the far end, looking to find info. Quickly stopped though. 0 onto site. Zipan looking to aggress, Snakebite by his feet, but they're playing so far out corners. That Guardian's going to take a long time till it takes that wall down Shao, though. That could be a mistake. Zipan comes out to get the kill, but Starkso with the backside trade is how Ascend maintain their lead, and they take it even further.
And one thing I like a lot so far about Ascend is that it feels like they have insanely good fundamentals in the sense of trades, right? It never felt like we saw a stupid overpeak from anyone out of Ascend, and if someone was peaking, it has been very instantaneously traded. I like that a lot. It never gave FPX the time to readjust where the second opponent is coming from. So, let's see what they will do. Let's see what is about to happen. As this time around, there you have the Artist ult, and here he comes taking B side pretty much on his own. See how deep he is. They rule out that position. Look if anything is coming mid, nothing's coming mid, and they seem to play retake over on A. That's pretty much what it seems like at the moment.
It does seem like it, but they do dedicate the 2 players to the back end of the site. Angel actually trying to grab some space himself, but ends up losing his life, so he gets in a difficult position, has to move away. The slow orb really going to delay his fall back, but they do get the spike down. That is Ascend now. Just letting them firing themselves on top. They did it twice in B consecutively. They're looking to do it twice consecutively onto the A site as well.
And now I'm just curious to see what's about to happen, right? What is it that we're about to witness from them in the sense of the retake? Because they don't have anything that would particularly help them. Zeke is down, but look at the lurk, Pavlos.
It's massive. Monster coming through as well from mid. Still being a thorn yet to be dealt with. Wanting to get that spike defuse. Hunter's Yuri as a caveat as well. And Monster is still shooting bullets. Zipan sidesteps. Will try and catch Vac off guard. But it doesn't seem like Vac is going to peek him. Knows the spike isn't being touched. Knows this Zipan is right below him and takes him down. Ascend are looking like a different beast right now.
They were looking remarkable. Absolutely marvelous. And I personally, I think this is a composition where you benefit a lot when you're defending. There's so much map control you can gain. And sure, they make quite decent work with the map control, but it feels like with the ruling out that FPX does, they cannot follow up on with the ruled out room to, for example, extend somewhere. And I mean, we cannot really rate this FPX defense once more, considering how often they change compositions. So from twice on A directly to B, good night, Artists. It's they really set the pace, right? They're in the driver's seat.
They really are. I mean, Shao's have been able to open things up here, and if they find another kill like this, it wouldn't be impossible. But no.
No, I think the no is really in bold letters, Pavlos.
Yeah, bold, you know, word art from, you know, Microsoft World 2003.
I have the spike.
Come on, please.
Pavlos, please.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
No,
Please don't.
no,
All
no.
the boomers out there know.
Just stick to the game. I swear to God. Zip and
Everybody born after 2005 probably has no idea what I'm talking about
yes.
right now.
And for the moment, I just want to see what Angel can do. IGLing with that Sheriff. And as he's looking to find a few more kills left, right, and center, he's definitely not using his ult, saving that one up, but he's dead. That is good night, mates.
Down he goes. ACEND, just keep on giving. Although we're talking about a Sheriff buy there from FPX, don't get me wrong, but overall, I mean, they're looking like a different beast. They know exactly what to do, when to do it. Trade game, beautiful. Rotation game, even better. And you've always got someone fragging out. And I love that I'm seeing Monster now in those positions, getting those flags, getting in difficult positions, and putting FPX in very uncomfortable angles, right? Often not knowing where to expect, always having to look behind them.
I mean, you say it, and that leaves me also slightly worried. So, well, we see. On the previous game they had, in the previous games they had over there here on ICEBOX, they weren't doing too well necessarily on the retake behavior, at least. Their defense on ICEBOX also not the best, not the highest win rate, so it gets problematic. But what we see right here, you have Killjoy on her ult, you have Viper on her ult, you have Zipan with his ult. Shao can revive anyone. It would be about time to win a round on the side of FPX, because otherwise it will spiral out of control, similar to Haven.
Well, the A site now looks to be the one under breach. And unfortunate for FPX, they don't have the adequate number of players to respond to it. Not really aggressively pushing to gain this information. Therefore, this is going to be a last-second call. They've kind of read it now. They've kind of realized this is going to be the push. Now, Viper's Pit enabled defensively, but the wall definitely will guarantee that the spike will go down. A little bit of a fake as well. Oh, Suigetsu! Unparted, denied.
Yeah, and no Viper would play up there, logically speaking, but here we go. Angel finds CNET. Finally, it seems to work for the side of FPX.
This is a little bit uncomfortable here. FPX are finally getting a lot of the kills.
Nice
Monster
done.
coming in from behind, but it's a little bit too late. He has to pick up the pieces all by himself. But as he said it does look done. It does look like it's out and over. Good little piece there from Shao. But with 3 seconds remaining up against 2, has to run away with this. Save the weapon. Or take down Suigetsu as well for good measure. Only one weapon saved from FPX. That's the operator. But at least it's FPX to get the win.
It's still costly as hell. It's not like FPX really gaining the momentum in the sense, oh, we still have all the weapons and everything. Nope. Not really there. And what a move by Suigetsu. Right, standing up, elevated, taking a risk, but a very calculated risk. And peeking out there to kill the planter. Proper stuff from him, really. Calm, collected, and knowing when to find kills. Gotta love him for that. But so, ACEND seemed to set the pace, more at least for the moment.
There you go.
To go for something A decided, but CNET falls. Finally, there was a change. Artis takes a route towards A. And they instantly switch. They're like, no interest in those operators. Let's move over.
You really love to see Artis being a little bit more comfortable, right? He can have so much impact on this server, but when he's not feeling it, when he feels CNED's breath, just suffocating. But now he's taking him out. Has opened up the round, making the defensive endeavors a little bit easier.
I'm not quite sure how much awareness they have towards yellow. Because they dodge everything that was actually there in the way to deny them. So Jetsu might just be hurt. He very much has been hurt towards Snowman.
The response could be very late. Suigetsu. Oh, it's
They have
to be
no
spotted
idea.
out
Hold
first.
on.
So he gets to the sideline. No! Suigetsu with 3 kills! Might have just salvaged the round for FPX. It could have gone wrong, but he salvaged it.
1 kill and resurrection is available. That could be so important.
They're not going to give him the kill, though.
Do you
Or is he?
do you think so?
Oh, they do not.
Yeah, you're right.
Zipan delivers. FPX back in it. All off the back of Suigetsu's triple kill.
I wouldn't have thought that. I would have not thought that that is possible. For a second, I thought they heard the jump peak, and I'm like, yeah.
But FPX can't afford to lose this. High stakes all across the board. If they lose this matchup, they're out of VCT EMEA Stage 2 of this year. And no longer contending to get themselves to an international stage. Lovely shot there from Artis to keep him alive, and his team seen it again out, just like the previous round. He seems like he's able to deliver. Resurrection, though, brings everybody back up and alive, but it does seem that ACEND are double backing from the decision.
And there you have it, right? There it was very clear. Let's take a bit more of an aggressive stance towards A, but immediately denied. Good that they have the Resurrection available. But FPX are just taking it so patient, right? We've never seen them overstep the mark, really. We've never seen them take any big risk in a sense of a peak. It has always been very calculated. And with 45 seconds left on the clock, the destination is clear. But what is the reply from FPX?
Ooh. How do they work around this? The shot been spotted yet. They know there's two on the close approximate area. That is Vac finding the first kill. Zipan stuck between a rock and a hard place, gets himself one before he ends up falling with the Viper's Pit. They will start planting that spike, but we're talking about a 3-on-4 here. With the lockdown now placed by Angel, this could be doable by FPX.
And you see the defender Killjoy is going to take off soon. The players are pretty much gone out of space. The only one that is going to have a problem... Wait, there's two. Hold on, this is Monster as well as Zeke, but he's standing outside of that ult.
Now they can play a 3-on-2.
Nah, never
the
mind.
other two are detained. That means that they're getting 2 kills here. The spike has been touched. The pressure is on, but Monster and Seen it have got better angles to work with. Monster with 1 point of health survives and puts ACEND on top. 7 on the board for them now.
This guy was, by the way, detained, if I'm not totally wrong. So, I'm just letting you know, right? You see right here.
That is crazy.
That was smart by him, but a quick realization. Really, really quick, but either way. The spray down in the end was iffy, but it worked. I think that's the only thing that's really relevant. And so it's a 7-4. ACEND seemed to be back on track after such a back and forth A-side execute.
You want to play? Let's
different direction. Let's go B. And as it seems to be quite clear, there is no Viper on the A side. There's nothing really holding them up. And with that ult, everything that would slow you down, gone.
Shower stuck. Shower stuck. There's no way he can go. 8 points of health. And he is going to die without able to trade a single kill going his way. Artis able to shut down Zeke, but that's the ultimate to keep him alive. Hunter's Fury to keep him busy, looking to do further damage. The Resurrection will come through, bringing him back to life. 5 players on the ACEND camp, FPX with 2, and now the decision has to be made. Do they keep their place onto the B side? Do they wrap around? No, sticking around, getting the plant down, and we're looking at 3 from FPX, looking to get close. They do deny the spike plant at first. Now the Swarm also comes in, but it's Angel to get the kill. All of a sudden, this is looking doable because Angel gets 2, and now the Viper's Pit gets themselves spike control, and it's ACEND on the back foot with 2 players.
Yeah, he made it out of there alive, though. 70 and 79 HP, and man, they are running as fast as possible.
It was supposed to be a 5v3.
Taking care of mid, yeah, well, they notice what's up, and they will meet Angel. That's the thing, they will meet Angel, and they will meet Zippin very soon.
Oh, they've got the perfect defense for this. FPX have got their players already in place. They need the trades, they need the kills. Cena is low already. Zeke has to fall. It's all down to Cena. It does rendezvous away, but how can you even uncover yourself from this? 14 seconds, barely no time. All they have to do, FPX now, is just hide away. And that is FPX on... It's crazy to me how FPX came out on top on that.
Yep.
Maybe they're too greedy to get that spike down quickly. Instead of trying to find some extra space, extra kills, it just can get out of control so fast. And even though FPX had an abysmal first map, it doesn't seem they want to go down in a similar fashion. They're really giving it their all. They're really giving it every fight. And now on the attacking side, it's them to dictate the pace. Quick trades coming through. It's Luke to open things up, and he's able to double it up as well, getting back into safety. Being chased after a lot of aggressive FPX players. Still 2-on-3. ACEND to win out on every angle. There's Monster and Vac chime in as well. The pistol for ACEND will just increase their advantage.
Looked wonderful, didn't it? I mean, it tried to rush the A site. No chance overall. And you see the wonderful trade behavior and the wonderful off angles that just caught FPX off guard. They were just too fast in it. And so, it should be a 9-5, pretty secured. It should be ACEND. Not too many rounds away from securing this as a 2-0. And FPX... I don't know what this roster needs to be in an offline event again. I mean, sure, their bracket was showing them that they're playing against Fnatic. This is not the easiest task. But here we go. Here FPX takes out one of the strongest units of ACEND with a Sheriff, and suddenly the defenders have a man disadvantage. It's...
Watch out, there's a new cowboy in town.
Didn't know they have cowboys there.
Yeah. Well, they come from heaven. Angel.
Good one. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. That's why I had to say the name.
Yeah. Good thing you did.
Otherwise, nobody else would have gone. They'll be probably like, what
yeah.
is this guy on about? Heaven?
I think from the point you started talking about cowboys, that was probably the audience reaction.
Probably lost them already.
Sure thing.
Okay. Well, ACEND seem to have an adequate placement of players. Polarized across the map, 2 on site. Zero command used straight out of the bat. Knowing of one position, definitely knowing it's followed up by more.
Yeah.
They need multi-frags here. If the pistols start to overwhelm, that's Vac with a lot of damage. Zeke ends up falling here. Oh, this is troubling. Zeke is in big trouble, so is Vac. Monster gets one, looking to assist his teammates, but the spike hasn't gone down yet. That's the crucial part. They're looking to close up on this position. Angel dropped, but Monster, elevated, still keeps it going. Doesn't check Shao's right-hand side. Monster holds on, all down to Shao, but overwhelmed by the players of ACEND. Damn, it got dicey, but they get it done either way.
Way too tight in the end. And I believe ACEND in that scenario was taking a few too many fights against weapons they thought they would win against. It still is a 9-5. It still is more than decent, but is FPX breaking the momentum of their opponent or not? That round is going to decide it, right? This is going to be it. And if there's one thing that was very clear on the defender side of Haven, it was how confident CNET is in getting an entry for his team. So let's see if that is going to be the case once more or not.
Left player standing.
Shao is probably hitting himself for not attempting to get that kill, because it did cost, so he gets his life. And it really could have differentiated who would have come out on top in that round.
Yep. And here's it. They very early on want to rule out the entirety of B. Understandably, with the weapons they have, it's a close range fight they can pick. Particularly back.
Ooh, trade.
Not that simple.
Bad. Although he can't recover a weapon, can he?
No,
too far out of
no,
reach.
but I mean, if you have 7 bullets in your headhunter, is it that much of a deal? Not necessarily. Sure, a rifle spitter, but it still is.
It's CNET.
It's CNET, and it's hella lethal. So this man is better giving us his daily routine after this game. In the meantime, though, the entirety of B long, obviously due to him leaving, has been left open. So one bad timing, and he's dead. But he dinged him for the wall. Just letting you know, he dinged him for the wall.
Through the container. That is insane.
Against the 9th room. They're denying room entirely with that. But he's finally dead. I think that's relief for FPX.
Yeah, this time he did get caught, which means so he gets weapons things up. That could be a simple plant for FPX, you're right. Now they can be a little bit relieved with their position, hold their back ranks. No reason to play aggressive anymore. Starkso left behind there. Monster trying to nestle some shots through the smoke there, but instead receive some to the face himself. And Zeke falls in a similar fashion as well. We're looking at a 6th round here for FPX. They're closing up the gap, but still quite a long way to go to reach ACEND.
And this is where the buy comes in for the boys. And this is where, most importantly, Pavlos, the operator comes in from CNET. Like, that is the tool that we are looking forward to, right? And instead of what you very often see from operators, and most likely Chambers, is taking a bit of a more aggressive stance towards A, right? Going closer to the orb, passing the orb, or playing behind yellow and B. Nope, he's trying to deny mid control of FPX. Even more, tries to go down deep mid. And with the arrow, he knows, okay, nobody's pushing, nobody's nearby. And he goes through. They're ruling out a lot of space at this point, and they know how much it potentially is B, though Zeke rotates around.
Yeah, it's a little bit slower, though. Yeah, Zeke is reinforcing that A site, but FPX are looking ahead towards this B site, though.
Yeah, and they're very much hoping for a mistake from the ACEND side to go a little too over-aggressive, and that just might happen here. Angel versus CNET is the entry duel.
Oh, the timing could have been bad. But at the end, he gets it.
Yep.
And that's what matters. Splitting the map in two, but they need to act quickly because the rotations are already coming in. The wall comes forth as well from Stark, so desperately holding up this position, buying the time for his teammate to arrive, and he might be able to do so. Look at them already at the back end of the site. CNED chiming in some shots. He's looking for more. They seem to be trading out favorably for ACEND right now, but Shao needs to hold on. Up against 3, make it 2 now. Finds himself back into safety, and even has a res to use if he's given the opportunity to, but he's running out of time.
Yep.
Throws in the wall to try and get a resurrection in, but that is going to be an aggressive Zeke to find both remaining players. ACEND on double digits.
I'm astonished on that decision making from ACEND right here, right? You see, first of all, that CNED is taking an aggressive stance because they expect the rotator from A to B. They don't go A because there's the Viper ult. Further on, and that's even where it gets better for me, is how constantly they were denying FPX the room to enter B. Okay, you have a wall there? Fine, wall gets destroyed. Okay, I'm gonna slow behind yellow. Okay, now they're coming more and more closer to the wall. I still got my fragment ready. It was really one layer after another to deny FPX getting on site.
You want to play? Let's play.
And here comes the aggression. How do you get? There's a turret, but he's out of it.
We've seen Alex hit those a couple of times, but not yet CNED, but he's going in for more. This guy, unrelentless. But he does hold back for a little bit. Never mind. Just give him the benefit of the doubt, guys. CNED. He's not going to go away unless he gets a kill.
And the good part is that with that entry, you obviously do not necessarily see a player once more facing against you. They walled down deep mid, so mid is obviously clear. All right, we can focus on B side. This is where ACEND is right now.
FPX on the constant change of compositions, now going to something more default. But it still doesn't seem to be it for him. Zipan does run it through the smoke, though. Interesting.
Okay.
Double it up, okay, give him a chance.
Kind of ridiculous, to be very honest, but all right, it works. Monster, though, sneaking and lurking.
Oh, Monster. Oh, this could be the turnaround yet again. That's the first one. Artist now is out. And interestingly enough, the rest of the team is starting to help him out as well. So he gets looking to set up a crossfire here with Shao, but they're all going to come in from the back end of yellow. Bulls and Cloud. Shao is going to aggress.
Past each other.
Oh, they walk past each other. So he gets to aggression. Monster, though, turns it right back around. 1 point of help, but dies to the Hunter's Fury. CNED.
He can half it.
Up against Zipan, there's a shock dart available, and it could be enough if it accurately hits CNED here. Off to the sideline, not good enough to recover it. Zipan with a quadra to save the day for FPX. They're still in the game.
They're still in the game. Very much they are. And you see the back and forth coming in from ACEND. And all the room that they ruled out were still simply not enough after those entry frags they got on the side themselves.
That's crazy.
ACEND didn't see that coming. ACEND didn't see coming how to get eliminated. You see those 2 big X's over there on the B side, on the side itself? Yep. Those were the ones we were looking forward to. Or at least the FPX side was looking forward to.
Bit of a back and forth, that one, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Until the last second, both of them could have won it. But here we go. Very smart, by the way, from CNED, using his Headhunter instead of Tour de Force to destroy the turret, because those bullets are valuable. You cannot repurchase them. And so no real weapons in the hands of ACEND. Legit classics, a Sheriff, 1 Guardian, and, well, the ult. I've seen it. That's it.
Now FPX, it's as if they've thrown a lasso into ACEND, is starting to pull and approach them ever quicker. Slowly closing up this gap. No longer, this is not an ACEND show anymore. This is FPX looking to bounce back, and if they're able to find kills like that, they'll just make it comedic as well.
Yeah, but if they really want to go for it, they will run into this man. But now they think twice about it. Never mind, he's dead.
All right.
I thought if I would be the heroics, but it ain't happening.
Artist is a much more happy man now with this particular map really falling into place for him. Completely different to how Haven turned out.
Oh, unfortunate. That kind of stuff happens. But here we go. It seems like we're entering round number 8, and we're entering a space that seems possible for FPX to win. Very much do. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of clear this was about to happen, but I mean, when we talk about recent ICEBOX performances, right? It is something where you see that, let's put it that way. ACEND is flourishing a little more on attack. When we leave focus out of the equation, we see that their attack is just a slight bit better than their defense throughout this stage. So, it's not too many rounds, Pavlo. It's not like we're talking about a good chunk. It's just free. but those three are quite hard to obtain. FPX setting themselves up for a quick A side take, wall's already up, and they're going to Swifty, they're going Speedy. Angel has his ult, Sujetsu has his ult. Those are things that really deny space so massively from ACEND.
Yeah, initially it did really look like it was going to be a very quick crunch, but they are really taking their time to clear out every single one of these corners, and I don't quite see the commitment coming in from them yet.
And ACEND sent everyone over. There's like 4 out of 5 already ready. CNET thought about it, but look how close they stand.
Could be the double fake. Make him think they've already pulled them towards the B site, but thankfully CNET is there holding down that extremity. There's no reason to have ultimate rotations. Now they're looking to push forwards. Now onto the site. Shower looking to cross end there first. The wall comes in. Monster with a sideline. An all too important position that could do so much. And it's vital with timing. Angel falls. Spike hasn't gone down yet, by the way. And rotations have come in. Zik with a crossfire ends up killing off Shower. And that's the guy that was supposed to get the spike down for FPX. ACEND full control here. All they have to do is keep their positions and then play the trade game.
And they're constantly being denied. They're constantly not allowing them to plant where they want to plant. Sure, there is the ult finally coming in, and he gets the spike down.
Zipan is looking to go aggressive, you can feel it. But now up against 2, it's going to be a difficult task. Gets the first one. If he's able to turn it around, it's up to him. So he gets it with another. 30 points of health for Zipan. Artist is a little bit too far away from the fight right now. It's all down to Zipan, but he's not. And Artist with all to do. Unable to do it. ACEND prevail. Very smart. Very quick. And it's double digits now, extended to 11 rounds for them.
Goodness, FunPlus. I didn't see that coming that way. For a second, I was like, yep, FPX is slow enough to make that one work. Then they crumbled one after another. And I love what I've seen there from ACEND, really. The matter of fact that they have constantly a way of denying you to plant with the composition they have is wonderful to watch. They'll be like, yep, you want to plant? Here's a snake bite for you. Oh, you want to go for it? No, there's another fragment. It's annoying. It is really annoying on the side of FPX. And the window of opportunity is closing in, right? There's not too many more games that we're going to see from the FPX side outside of LCQ in VCT. Well, there's only LCQ if they lose this. Pardon me, so.
Yeah. Who would have thought when you start a year as strong as FPX to be now in the lower bracket and facing elimination in the second stage so quickly?
Oh, they were looking wonderful, Pavlos. They were looking remarkable. And a little visit.
By far, they look like the best team in EU.
Oh, well, I would have said Fnatic would be a little bit better, but they're most definitely up there, by far. But it seems like ACEND might beat them and take them out.
My bot.
Well, you can no longer say they're the best in EU anymore, can you?
Nope. And so, it's FPX once more waiting patiently in front of the gates of A side. We've seen this before. What's going to be interesting mid-round is going to be what Sujetsu can do, because he's on the lurk. But first of all, they need to get on site anyway.
Shuri literally finding not a single tag.
And not the Killjoy ult as well. They really ignore it.
Poison's off.
Suigetsu with such a good flank.
Absolutely.
He could do everything there. Artis gets a double kill. Might not even come to Suigetsu. Monster is wary of the backline. Suigetsu deals with a fender off of himself. And now it's down to CNET, but it's just too darn late. And time to draw now. Or is it too late? Oh, makes this look a little bit more dangerous, but that's all it is. FPX recover.
Yeah, but it's more than alright, because with the weapons they have, they can still deal some damage and try to work with it. Grab some for your teammates when you get a kill. And here we see once more CNET taking a risk. So in the meantime, Starkso falls in mid. Ah, no. This man is spotted. And they ignore it.
They do know exactly where he is. Yeah, they do ignore it. They want to head towards the other side
look
instead.
at that there.
Oh, back. He would have loved the kill there, but he's actually able to get away from that. I'm surprised. Recon to their feet. They know there's a ton of presence from FPX towards the B site now, and you can already see the rotations coming in from ACEND, but honestly the question is how much damage can you do? How close can you contend this?
And they reconsider it again, as you see, right? They might have 2 players behind yellow, but they'll not do it immediately. Ooh. Good stuff. Artist did not hit.
He did not.
No, he didn't, and they still consider B. What seemed to be a conditioning towards A, we're going B.
Artist wants to give it a second go here.
No way.
Don't get in my
And the Viper Spit is enabled. That's definitely going to give the call for FPX to rotate,
they
which
need to.
means it's down to the wire. But look who's importantly holding this out is Zeke. If he stops them for any amount of time, this could be crucial. No, unable to do so.
No way.
Trampled over
Yep.
in the dust. CNET's turn now. Uh-oh. Too close.
Overrun.
Angel gets it done as well.
Yeah, that was-
FPX did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Oh.
And now can just simply get the spike down without too many issues. Monster, only a trade. But it just seems this is where the round ends for ACEND. And this is where FPX will be greeting them into the double digits gang.
Very cool gang to be in, but it seems like Monster isn't done. At least not done with dealing damage. But one shot from the turret, or two bursts, and he's dead, so...
It's definitely keeping them on their toes.
Uh-oh, hold on,
no way.
hold on.
No way,
The
Monster.
turret is dead, by the way. The turret is out.
And so are the nanoswarms.
Oh.
That surely would have been the play of the year if Monster would have performed that. If he would have been able to pull it across the finishing line. But he didn't.
But I mean, this game so far, on the Monster side, is literally... He is what his name implies. Absolutely wonderful with lurks, absolutely wonderful with control, with delays, and obviously in the fragging department. But that's so far not enough. FPX are creeping up and creeping up and creeping up to success. And this gives them the 10th. Their approach so far with the slower defaults where they have second thoughts and second decisions in their aggressions seems to work decently. And ACEND don't have the same map control. They don't have the same approach, right? Somewhere in the beginning of this half, we saw ACEND hold mid aggressively. Haven't seen them ever since. They are way more passive.
They're definitely towing in ACEND's boat, and they slowly will be finding themselves on board.
Scanning ahead.
Little by little, FPX know the pressure is on, and so do ACEND. Very slow, no risks taken anywhere. Look how far back ACEND are playing it.
Yep.
You would say Zeke's position is aggressive, but it really isn't. He's
Didn't
got
see him.
CNET to the left side, an angle, Angel, yeah, you're right, didn't get spotted, but they back away from this. They don't entertain the idea of A, instead pivot towards the B site.
Poison's off.
And the slowing power there is present, but limited. For example, Starkso doesn't have a wall anymore. He used that in Tube. And with 35 seconds, 2 more slow orbs can do something.
Uh-oh, Starkso.
He
They know where he is.
Yep, and he's going to slow him again. That's more
Can he
than
get
decent.
away? No, he cannot. Suigetsu with a double. Where did the second come from?
No idea. But he's doing it on. He's going on and on and on.
That's insane.
It is.
Zeke, there's no way he brings it back from this one. CNED with everything to do. FPX equalize and have just put ACEND in the mud.
I would have said more in the snow, but I see what you mean. It's getting ice cold for ACEND. There is no momentum heating them up at the moment. It needs to be a miracle round to deny the possibility of overtime, if not the success of FPX. And they're
How do they
toying with
start
them.
throwing those icicles though, man? How do they come back from this? They seem to be in control. 8-4 half, and now 11-11. FPX seem in full control. It seems ACEND have no answers.
There you go. Other man dead. And here you go, same thing as always. Slow default tower at speed, waiting it out a little bit. Seeing if anyone is pushing from ACEND in any direction. This is why they have the Sova where it is. This is why they have Viper where she is. And this is where they can once more revisit their options, right? This is what the default allows them. It's nothing spectacular in that sense, but it's absolutely working fine.
And just for context, for anyone who's just joined in, ACEND won the first map decisively, 13-3. We're definitely not looking at the same game here. Moving towards the A site, probably the best decision they could be making. They'll find a Baron to be real estate for them. Just enter without too many issues. Lockdown enabled. Make sure they guarantee the space is there. Stark so close by, taking a risk by being here. Right click could be his way to victory, but no, Artis is there, and the Vandal will definitely overwhelm the power of the classic. Dink across the wall onto Monster. Now that is daunting. And a couple of them may be detained.
Hold on.
Zach? No. Who's Zach? I mean Zeke.
I don't know, you're listening to so much High School Musical, but either way, as Zeke is trying to find anything more close range, it's still somewhat possible.
Just like High School Musical, can they get the heads into the game? Zeke might be able to find a few heads of his own. Seen it as well. Damage granted, but it's FPX now on map point and on the verge of tying the series up.
Match point. The show is getting a little different, isn't it, Pavlos? It's getting most definitely very different. And as we see right here, ACEND, they gotta make it work with that particular buy. And I tell you one thing, throughout this entire stage, FPX have not won ICEBOX. Not once. Not once. And it always was in the past overtimes at 13-11. They are not so consistent on this map. But this is the choice of ACEND. I think this is what we gotta highlight. This was their visit. With Zeke eliminated, round 24 starts with a man disadvantage.
That is not how you want a round to start for ACEND, especially when your opponents could be closing this map out with that advantage.
Yep.
Poison's off.
FPX so cautious. Know that one mistake can draw it to overtime and completely turn the tide around.
1 minute. It's 60 seconds that once more decide if we see an overtime or another map. And here we go.
Important kill by Monster. Opens things up. Ipus Pit as well, together with a wall. Now FPX have another decision to make. Resurrection granted, but to be fair, ACEND gain a lot of info out of that.
And with that, they have once more revived their Hunter's Fury. That is such an important afterplant ability.
They've left mid open though. A site still defended by 2. Very, very far pushed up here by ACEND. Hunter's Fury looking for the second, unable to get it, and that gets overwhelmed. Twice in the same position, ACEND lose players. And it seems to be the beginning of the end in this map. This could be where it all ends. And the CNED comes up huge. Wall up, trying to deny it. That's the kill. And
15
that's the
seconds.
spike no longer planted. 14 seconds. CNED looking to push even further. Angel gets it though, and it's all down to Stark. So can you read that position? Yes, they will. Angel with a triple. Monster, all that remains. But I'm afraid, man, you're too far out of your depth. Might be able to find Carol, but won't be able to get a single kill. So he gets to, puts FPX across the finishing line.